it's really not enough. But and also one of the things that he needs that they need to work on is the macro pyre and also the ice path. They have a lot of lockdowns already. They have the root from Trend Protector. They also have the avalanche and the toss combination from Tiny plus the ice path. So they have a lot of control from this one.
Oh, okay. Team fight heavy. They're going all in for the team fight. Probably something. Well, OG really showed favoring towards that team fight. They always wanted. They always played the lineups that were always online. They didn't really want to rely on that one big ultimate. Most of these heroes, they could do poke damage. They could do like Poseidon. They're not gonna rely on the overgrowth and the eclipse. They can just run down a lane.
Indeed.
And Luna will be online much faster than a Phantom Lancer, I believe.
Yes, and they also have an answer for this Phantom Lancer. Just in case that the game will hit around 20 minutes or more, probably Luna will get a Mask of Madness. The Glaives will be the one who's going to work with the illusions of Phantom Lancer, make it more easier for them to find the real one. And at the same time, they have the they really have a very good team fight composition here with the Eclipse and also the Overgrowth from Trend Protector.
So right now the early game's looking pretty spotty for NCGC compared to Poseidon. I feel like the power level, Poseidon will reach their power levels a lot earlier.
Indeed.
Because looking at Tiny, if that Tiny is going off lane, he just needs a dagger, then he can already make Poseidon Esports lineup shine. Those three, the Jakiro and the Treant Protector will just like play bodyguard to the Luna. Tiny will play in the backline and find those pickups for them. And
speaking about bodyguards, they have a lot of good bodyguards here, especially with Trend Protector. I think that's one of the things that Trend Protector shines on when it comes to applying the armor, the leech seed as well, the sustainability that they can provide to all of his teammates. Jakiro. Well, Jakiro, which is really good to about pushing out the creep wave and also zoning out enemy heroes with the liquid fire. And talking about sieging, they have liquid fire and also the glaives from Luna.
So lots of tower damage. Problem with macro pyre as a whole is it's a spell that's very situational. Sure, you can lay it down during a team fight, but against the core heroes of NCGC, I don't think a macro pyre is gonna do much. Because you have Doppelwalk and the Phantom Lancer, and you have the movement speed, the Shikuchi
as well
from the Weaver. So then you can just get out of there. So it's very important for Poseidon the two supports of Poseidon Esports to just link up perfectly. They have to cast the Overgrowth and the macro pyre in perfect sync of each other for it to be effective during these team fights.
Indeed, and they need to make sure that they're on the right position for them to do that. And talking about that, they have Invoker as their mid laner for NCGC.
And I'm curious to see if Thompson will have an impact because he's been the only one who has been running the West.
The
Quaswex Invoker.
Quaswex Invoker. Well, he tried the Extort earlier, and
he was behind.
Yeah,
I think he did it because he was behind.
He was indeed behind, and they need to use that Sunstrike in combination with the Axe and the IO rotation. So, and as far as I remember, I think that almost 90% of the game, Thompson played his Invoker as a Quaswex Invoker. So I think it's not that confident with his Extort Invoker. But talking about that, Kunkka will be playing mid.
Familiar matchup from the OG PSG LGD matchup. Maybe on that Kunkka owned Thompson's Invoker in that mid lane.
Indeed, and it's. I'm really looking at the team fight probability of Poseidon Esports here. Especially, NCGC needs to make sure that they will fight in the right timings here. Since Phantom Lancer, he needs to get his Diffusal Blade first. Weaver, he needs to make sure that he will survive the lane against this Tiny and Trend Protector.
And Poseidon's lineup is very reliant on that burst potential, like -1. Instantly during team fights, just killing off that hero because they have so much burst damage. They have the Tiny. I mean, the whole purpose of Tiny is to have that burst damage potential. You also have the Torrent and Ghost Ship follow-up afterwards. While on the side of NCGC, they want those prolonged team fights because they have that much more mobility than the other side.
They have the Swap, they have the Sikuchi.
And they have that Invoker who likes those prolonged team fights because he can let loose those spells more often.
And also, if we might well, they need to check, or they need to make sure that all of the cores have their space. Especially Invoker, he needs to get his Aghanim Scepter first. What else? The Phantom Lancer, just like what I mentioned earlier, the Diffusal Blade, and well, I think for NCGC, they need to make sure that their supports are always ready for any kind of engagement, and they need to make sure that they will defend and make sure that they will be able to provide space for their core heroes.
I'm just curious to see which of the three NCGC cores is gonna play the sacrificial part.
I think.
Because all three of them are generally greedy.
Yeah,
Those are
indeed.
three greedy cores. So not all of them will have the space unless one of them
will be the sacrificial lamb for the rest of their 2 cores to get their farm. Well, probably Invoker will just stay in his lane, and well, most of the time just go to the ancient camps, get his Aghanim Scepter as soon as possible. So I'm thinking about Phantom Lancer or Weaver. So I think it will be Weaver, but it really depends. If they can find all of those, well, all of those farm or all of those space that they can provide. So let's see. Oh, the game has already started. So I'll go ahead and introduce the NCGC. We have CL playing Tusk, GK on Vengeful Spirit, Sai playing Weaver, Japoy on his Phantom Lancer, and Akashi on this Invoker.
Inside of Poseidon, you have Urek on the Treant Protector, Tet on that Jakiro, Killua on that Luna, and Chinese on that Tiny, and Ryu on that Kunkka.
On that Kunkka, yes indeed. And you know, man, I've seen a lot of players with their names as Chinese. I think that's Chinese, right?
I think so too, yeah.
I'm planning to learn Chinese, maybe.
Just so it helps.
Yeah, when it comes to casting. Okay, so let's check the lane composition here. We have the top lane. We have Vengeful Spirit and Phantom Lancer. So most probably, yeah, Phantom Lancer, and then Invoker in the mid lane. We also have Tiny and the Treant Protector. Oh, okay. Speaking about Tiny, he will get that root right there, and also that ward will block that camp on the bottom lane.
So just
okay. So 2-4-2 bounty rooms for each team.
Top matchup is gonna be a tri-lane.
Yeah, probably a tri-lane here. So Weaver will be left alone. And I think it's okay for them. Well, just like what we mentioned earlier, they need to get those early fights, or probably Tusk and or rather CL and Vengeful Spirit will just look for an easy kill and then TP back to the bottom lane.
It's actually an off-lane Kunkka being run by Poseidon, and mid is gonna be Tiny versus Invoker.
Yeah, Tiny Invoker. When it comes to this matchup, I think Invoker will have well, a slight edge here because
he's ranged.
Yeah, indeed, and he needs to get those easy kills first, or those avalanche and toss first before he can kill this Invoker. And talking about killing, we have our first blood. CL will kill Killua for 293, and they will get the first blood on the side of NCGC.
Just a pause here, but that was a very quick kill on the Luna. Well, the thing about Luna, she has high base armor, high movement speed, but very low life. So positioning early game is so important.
And speaking about that, other than the life itself, well, he can dish out a lot of magical damage and also physical damage, but he lacks mobility. If Luna got caught off guard, and they have 2 heroes here in the top lane, they have Vengeful Spirit and also the Tusk. So that all of those heroes are really good when it comes to well, disrupting your position.
The Treant Protector finally made that rotation just to help out that Luna.
Oh,
really harassed from the
top lane. Japoy trying to run away, but nice eye shot, but he will still go down. GK will be left alone. They're trying to catch it, but they will just disengage. CL might be the next target here. Nice body block. No, maybe. Oh, the root just in time. Urek needs to run away. Magic Missile. Oh my goodness, the stun. Phantom Lance, but he's getting blocked by Killua. Show Snowball, and they will take him down. Tiny will be the ones going to take another kill here in the mid lane as well. So a lot of fights happening in this first few minutes. It's just well, less than 2 minutes here on our countdown, or rather on our timer.
I'm really surprised that Invoker actually fell in the mid lane. I don't think he'll actually get a solo kill unless he really went for a kill, a greedy kill, I guess, or positioning. He really just wanted to out-harass this Tiny, but underestimating the high base damage of that Tiny in the early levels. Invoker just has 2 armor, so whenever he gets hit by that 3, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, indeed, man. And well, the splash damage, or rather the cleave damage from that tree will really hurt this Invoker. So he needs to keep an eye on his positioning. While in this bottom lane, we have Enryu and Sai matching up. So we have 2 points in the Sikuchi and also that Germinate attack. So I think as long as he can position himself away from that...
another kill.
Oh, another kill here in the mid lane. This is the second time that Invoker will be caught here. Talking about the top lane, we have Magic Missile and Tet. Rather, CL still trying to chase Tet here, but he might be punished. Snowball, Sunstrike will not connect, but CL still trying to run away. But this is a very, well, a really good way to at least disrupt or buy some time for the rest of your core heroes to farm. And as you can see, Killua is just, well, trying to maintain the lane equilibrium, and Urek is also there.
Despite all of that action, it's actually very surprising that the lane equilibrium is just there, right?
Yeah, static. So it's they have a really good time here maintaining the lane equilibrium, making sure that Japoy will just, if he wants to engage, he will just go near the radius of the tier 1 tower in the top lane, and with those supports, or with the backup of the supports, they might be able to take down this Phantom Lancer.
Instead of being burned pretty early for the Weaver, I think he just went mano a mano against that Gonga in an earlier engagement.
Oh, wow. Okay, so let's see here, Japoy, level 3. And when it comes to network, we might be able to fix the network from highest to lowest. We're talking about that Eye Shard. It will close down Urek, but as long as there's trees, he can just go invisible and well, maybe go for a counter initiation with that root right there. But Poseidon, or rather Tiny, he will get that Arcane Rune.
And there's going to be a sizable advantage already on the Tiny. He's already like a full level ahead of the Invoker at this point after those 2 kills. And if he gets level 6, that Invoker can't lane anymore.
Yeah. He needs to at least play carefully. And the Invoker is, well, a hero who's really level dependent. So he needs to get those levels as soon as possible. And they also need to make sure that Tiny will be at least static on the middle lane, because once he got his power threads, or at least his blink dagger, he will just go around well, in a different lane, take those easy kills with the avalanche and toss combo. So
and the thing with Invoker, that's why we only see Invokers if they have like a sure setup potential with that Sunstrike. But right now, is he going for it? He went for it.
Again, avalanche toss, man.
One more hit, 3 toss. Will it? Oh, he didn't get the 3 toss. It's not going to be enough, unfortunately.
There's
he's
no
still
vision.
going for it. He has the boots advantage, but he's getting juked.
Yeah, man. But this is, oh my goodness, the avalanche, man. And we might be able to fix the fog. Okay.
The problem, the easy thing about that Tiny right now is with that Arcane Rune, he got to cast that avalanche so much earlier.
Actually.
Despite
and that reduction from the cooldown.
Sunstrike will not connect onto anyone. Tusk will be able to limp away from the top lane. Phantom Lancer was a bit off more than he can shoot once again. I think he's been trying to abuse the Phantom Rush on the Luna way too much and got punished by it.
And you really need to make sure that, well, this is a tri-lane, man. You have a Trend Protector. He can leech seed or provide well, sustainability, additional HP or regeneration on this Luna. And they also have, talking about Jakiro. I was supposed to say Jakiro earlier, but again, nice opportunity for Phantom Lancer. At least some space. He got 183. Not that much, but as long as you're able to control the supports or at least take down those early kills, it's a step away for a Diffusal Blade. Or maybe he can go for a Yasha first. Alright, 3-6 at the moment. 2K net worth lead in favor of Poseidon. And, well, still, there's no rotation on the side of Poseidon, by the way.
But the problem for NCGC right now is that Invoker struggling so badly. 8th on the net worth right now, and he's just a full 2,000 gold behind that Tiny at this point. I think he's jungling. He can't show in lane at this point.
He can show in lane. Well, probably he can...
just tower hog.
Yep, just tower hog. Make sure that he can get those range creep and also get those denies. However, as you can see, he's 4th on... Well, lowest 4th, or 1,234 net worth for Invoker. But still, Invoker is still Invoker. As long as he can get those level, and as long as he can get those Aghanim Scepter. We're talking about Invoker.
It's ages from now at this point. What his supports need to do, the Tuskar and the Vengeful Spirits, they have to find a way to set up Sunstrike kills for him, because as we know, that is the best way for an Invoker to actually get back into the game. But the Invoker has a different thing in mind. He's going for 2 levels in.
I think he will go for Quas-Wex Invoker.
He'll go for the Tempo Invoker. I think he will. He said, okay, I'm having a bad lane. I'll go for the tempo build. He will take on the sacrificial role we were
it's just like what you mentioned earlier. And talking about sacrificial, the courier got killed by the side of Poseidon Esports. And, okay, Magic Missile.
Go ship.
The ship will probably connect on Sai. However, just a snowball. Tet trying to run away. Is he able to run away? Yes, he can. The illusions. No, oh, rather the hit. Oh my goodness, man! One hit from that vengeful spirit, and also the swarm, reducing the armor of Jakiro. But still, from that kind of engagement, you looking at that kind of engagement, man. NCGC are only able to get one, and talking about able to get one, NCGC, or rather the Weaver got killed in the top lane.
So a lot of rotations are happening now. Phantom Lancer moved to the bot lane. He knew that the tri-lane has already failed at this point. He's died 2 times in 7 minutes. For your carry, that is definitely not what you want happening.
Oh man, they really need to play carefully here. And I think their plan right now for NCGC, they switch lanes. They will put the Phantom Lancer in the bottom lane since it will be easier for him to to get those for them to get those levels, and Invoker is really having a hard time here, man.
He's just hugging. He's just hugging. He can't show. The moment he shows, he's gonna die. And right now, the mere fact that Tiny is not showing anywhere on the map, that Invoker is very, very scared for his life.
Man. And the thing is, Tiny already got his power threads. He also have a bottle that he can use to roam around. If ever he can get those rune, he can use it to at least roam around them. There's no X mark the spot, but it will provide some more sustainability for Urek, and Henry will go down in the bottom lane. Japoy still level 6.
We're just zoning Ghost Ship. He wasn't really planning on it. Just get away from my tree.
Yeah, get away from my team. Give some space. Go in a different lane rather. But this Tiny, man, I'm really...
Okay.
Alright, so we might go on standby for a few seconds.
We're just gonna fix some things, but don't worry, we won't take long. We're back.
Alright guys, and we are back. So we are able to fix the fog before earlier. So I think it's okay. We just want to make sure that you're able to see the action. Alright, Killua, already level 6. Phantom Lance is there. But okay, so NCGC, they're having a hard time with their lanes right now.
They really don't know where they want to go, and Tiny might get another kill. Not going to be enough to burst down the Vengeful Spirit, trying to run away. Good shards.
Nice Ice Shard.
And will it be enough for the Eclipse? The Snowball save is even better though. But Invoker finally coming in.
Ice Path. Oh my goodness, the toss. Killua might go down here. Dual Breath will connect in 3 heroes. Sunstrike. Oh, the clutch Fairy Fire from Killua, and that will save his life. But they're not done yet. They're looking for more. The Ice Shard. Perfect Ice Shard, but he might go down with that. Oh my goodness, it's not done yet. Snowball into 2. That might go down here, Liquid Fire, but the Alacrity will solve that problem. And Sai is also there to help his teammate. 8 to 10 at the moment, almost 11 minutes in. 2K net worth lead. 3 heroes down for Poseidon Esports.
And that is the power of the Wex Invoker. 4 levels in Wex this early on. You saw the reach of that tornado, catching
man.
So many.
And also the EMP just burn out the mana. And well, kudos to Tusk, by the way, man. Nice Ice Shard.
Yeah,
he even closed the path. And just in case that Luna might go, and I think the Shrine is not available earlier.
It was a really nice snowball also from Tusk because that Eclipse damage was basically dodged by NCGC because of it.
There's no, or probably just two hits from that Eclipse. And nice save from Tusk here. Presence of mind for Tusk. My goodness, kudos. So again, looking at the net worth graph, 5,000, almost 5,200 for Tiny, and he might be able to get his Blink Dagger in a few more minutes.
Very big very big item for him. He can't really reach what happened earlier because he had to walk to go for that venge kill. And CGC were more than ready for him.
And talking about that, again, there's no expert on spot, but nice torrent into an OG EMP. They might be able to catch Urek, but I don't think so. They don't have vision. Nice play from OG.
At the right time.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, man. As long as you can make, as long as you make sure. But talking about positioning,
Zai in a bad place.
He went too deep. And he will be punished. 22 seconds to the sidelines for this Weaver. 8-11, 4K net worth lead. While that is happening, space has been provided. We're talking about space. Avalanche toss. Doppelganger. He needs to micro his way out. One more hit.
There we go.
From Tiny.
On those long arms of the Stone Giant. More than enough to get that kill. And that was the Blink Dagger reveal.
Yep, Blink Dagger reveal.
And right before Phantom Lancer got his Hood of Defiance, but hold on, I thought we have a fight in the bot lane.
Ice Path. LFD, or rather GK with the Macropire. Oh my goodness, dual breath, it will connect on CL. CL trying to run away. Liquid Fire will be applied, but Kahlua storming on the front lines. Oh, the Ice Shard. I'm not sure if that went to plan, but Kahlua will just TP out. They don't have any cancel, but Urek, the damage from Urek. He will kill CL for 249, but they're not done yet. Urek still trying to run away. He needs to go on the side of that tree tornado, but that might be it. That will secure a kill, and Akashi took down Urek for 247, and that's what he needs right now, man. He needs to farm for his item.
He's somewhat back in the game now, finally on the same level as his other cores, thanks to his active rotation. So.
Well, if you will go for a Quaswex Invoker, you really need to commit into any kind of team fights for you to go for you to get your farm. Because if you're going for Exort, you can probably go for Ancients to get your missing farm, get those last hits with a Sunstrike kill as well. So for an Exort Invoker, you need to be static. But if you will go for a Quaswex Invoker, you need to go on every team fight if necessary. And talking about Invoker, man, he will go down again. And I'm not sure if he knew that Tiny got his Blink Dagger already.
Well, it was revealed earlier. Phantom Lancer saw it, so I'm sure he would have said that Tiny had Blink Dagger by now. But
well, it's okay, but at least he knew now. And again, this Tiny, man, the Avalanche toss combination. The haste rune, Waller response straight to the jaw, but will it buy some time? Oh my goodness, what happened? He's tried to juke himself inside the tree line, but I'm not sure if... and I'm sure that Tiny did not saw Vengeful Spirit, but they're not done yet. Nice Ice Shard from CL. He got trapped, but he's way too tanky. Here comes Enryu. Expert the spot. Oh, quite mistimed right there.
Dodge.
Dodge again.
Still going for the kill. Shards will connect as well as the tornado. Still not going to be enough.
Oh my goodness, man. And Tiny will still survive for a few more seconds, but X-Mark the spot into Torrent. Ghost Walk will be used.
No detection, unfortunately, for that Conquer, and that was 867 gold in the bank for the Invoker.
Oh, man.
The revenge of that Invoker.
Revenge of the Invoker. And it's quite favorable from the side of NCGC, since they're able to kill in this Tiny in exchange for the Tusk. But Urek, oh my goodness, Ice Pat and Liquid Fire. There's no follow-up. Tet might be focused down. Okay, Sikuchi.
Ooh, Eclipse didn't hit anyone.
Again. Not worth it for that Eclipse. Snowball. Kahlua might be punished. Nice OG into 3. Buying some time for Kahlua to TP. And that time it should be enough. And nice OG from Urek. And if he did not use that OGO sent reward into Magic Missile, Urek, but there's no vision anymore. Or rather, they have the dust, Urek, and they will just give the kill to Sai, or rather not, GK.
I was wondering why they didn't want to kill that, because that was still under the Sophic appearance. So,
yeah.
But 4,000 gold lead, 16-minute mark, 18 kills for Poseidon. So.
And there's a lot of miscommunications happening on the side of Poseidon. those Eclipse, they should be prepared, because if you will focus on this Weaver, you need to be prepared for the Dust and also a Sentry Ward. However, there's a slight time that he used his Sakuchi to run away from the range of those Eclipse.
And some misplace in the communication, because Overgrowth was also available during that time.
Oh, hold that thought, man. Avalanche Toss combination. Invoker got removed. He'll be sent to silence for the next 40 seconds, and this will be a good opportunity for Poseidon Esports to at least siege the tier 2 tower, since the rest of NCGC are just camping in the top lane.
And by the time the Invoker revives again, the Tiny might have that Shadow Blade, another free kill for him now, just 200 gold away. So that's just one creep wave. He has that Shadow Blade, and he'll be able to burst down that Invoker even faster with that bonus damage from the Shadow Walk.
I think that was 120, if I'm not mistaken, or 110, and the burst of the burst damage that they have right now. Okay. Hold that thought. Snowball.
I think Invoker needs to buy more stats.
Yeah, he needs to buy more stats.
Won't connect over here, but
quite a lot of missing
Invoker
upbeat spells here.
Over in the backline, Tiny actually got the Tuskar and buyback from the Tuskar. They still want to fight. Who are they going for? Weaver just going ham against that Konga. Will it be enough damage? No, it won't. Ice Path will connect, as well as the Root Tech trying to go for the TP out. He will be gone, but Tiny way too deep in the backline. He was alone, so Weaver did the right thing. He was zoning the rest of the Poseidon lineup while Tiny was left on an island.
And well, here's the thing, man. I'm not sure what is happening on the side of NCGC and Poseidon, but there's a lot of spells are being miscast on this game right now. What happened? The Tornado and the EMP. Because if you want to make sure, or you need to make sure that the Tornado will hit on an enemy here before you will use that EMP. And well, the dodges from the skills, the Eclipse as well. But maybe they're just trying to warm up. This is a best of 3 game. But again, talking about the skills here, OG will connect into 3. Here comes the Eclipse. Oh my goodness, the damage. Nice double walk. Or rather, ganger for Japoy. Japoy trying to juke his way out.
X the illusion.
X the illusion. The stun. Oh my goodness, man. There's no way out. 3-4-0 exchange in favor of Poseidon Esports.
And that was the first real synchronization of spells on the side of Poseidon. That Overgrowth into a perfect Eclipse. 3 down on the side of. And that was their first good clash despite them winning.
Yeah, man. Despite that. And talking about the farm of Invoker, he went for a Hand of Midas into a Yule Scepter. So he will not go for an Aghanim Scepter yet. Quite okay. Sentry, EMP into Ice Wall. There's no mana. But where's the Dust? There we go. There's the Dust. Okay, okay.
Quite gonna connect though.
Snowball, Walrus Punch, and it's quite tanky. He does have the Regeneration Rune. Nice Magic Missile. GK, and these are these 4 heroes being committed by NCGC to take down the Tiny.
They're gonna go for a trade. They have to get this tier 2 or the death of that Tiny will be in vain.
Yeah, man. But, well, they have the Liquid Fire. They're slowing down the attack speed of that tower, and they're trying to siege it slowly. Another ship has been committed.
Farming ghost ship.
Yeah, well, if you're not hitting that, well, the ship, rather use it in the creeps. At least you're able to get that farm, making sure that you're able to take down this tier 2 tower.
As well as the Rum buff, I guess, if they do try to go for an engage on the side of NCGC.
Well, talking about objectives here, there's no tier 1 tower. There are 4 towers down on the side of NCGC. Well, on the side of Poseidon, they're able to take down at least 1, or rather, there's no towers being taken out yet. Akashi, I think it's better if he will go for an Aghanim Scepter for, as soon as possible, because you don't want to to wait for your Phantom Lancer to get his Diffusal Blade. Since he went for a Hooded Defiance,
it's gonna take a while. He's like halfway there, but the Invoker he's going for a use of Scepter, right? So
because I think if you got ganked by Tiny, you don't have any any time for you to use your Yule Scepter.
True.
Since Tiny already got his Shadow Blade.
I'm thinking the only thing he can really like dispel properly would be the Overgrowth. But is it really worth a Yule Scepter just for that though?
Yeah, man. Well, also the X mark the spot as well. And also the Eclipse. But talking about that EMP Tornado, Tiny might get caught here. Oh, the swap into Ice Wall. Okay, nice. Tiny, it doesn't have mana. And again, 4 heroes being committed here to kill down this Tiny, and they will be successful. 15 to 24, 52 seconds to the silence for this Tiny.
It took them 10 seconds to get that kill. So a lot of space being created by that Tiny. He is very, very tanky at this point in the game. I just wish he did that when the Luna was actually in position of that tower.
So he needs to, well, he died there twice on the side of the Radiant jungle, so he needs to make sure that the sentries are still there and they're ready for them to, well, to engage any moment. So he needs to respect that, well, on the side of Poseidon Esports, they don't have any wards right there, man. So I think, well, the supports need to play some wards first for them to get those ganks or to get those Shadow Blade kills.
Tiny has to stay away from the mid lane. So much sentries over there. Overdose. 1 to 3. That is a beautiful ice macro fire.
Oh my god,
Poseidon. For the side of Poseidon. They're not done just yet. They found the Vengeful Spirit. The X mark is there. So this Vengeful Spirit, not long for this world. Give the kill to the Treant Protector. We were just trying to farm up in the little space he has left.
Well, I think he knew that they're able to kill those heroes. However, he did not expect, and I think he can't do anything about this kind of engagement from Poseidon. They got caught off guard by Poseidon Esports. So, well, might as well. He can just farm, or rather, cut the creep waves, just like what he's doing right now. Since he can't stop this siege from Poseidon Esports, they need to get their well, they need to wait for Invoker. And I think this is one of the problems that I'm seeing at well, for NCDC's draft here. They don't have anyone, well, any heroes who can push out the the creep waves quite easily.
And the Fusel Blade finally up for that Phantom Lancer. Quite delayed thanks to his many deaths in the early game, as well as the fact that he went for that Hood of Defiance. But I don't blame him for the Hood of Defiance. He won't be able to survive without it.
Yeah.
Okay,
the amount of magic. Okay, Yule Scepter is there, and Akashi will go down. 50 seconds to the sidelines. And this is what I'm talking about, man. You need to itemize your hero properly. And, well, I think he... well, yeah, Yule Scepter is okay. But from this kind of draft from Poseidon Esports, they will go rundown. Well, they will group up, take down your towers easily, and Yule Scepter will not solve that problem for your team.
Plus, though, Yule Scepter, I think at this point, it's not playing to win, it's playing not to lose.
Yeah, playing not to lose, playing to prolong the game. And this is what I'm talking about, man. From their... it's quite greedy for NCGC for this kind of draft right here. They need to get the Aghanim Scepter of Invoker, the Diffusal Blade as well, and also the well, the item of Weaver. And, well, you see at Luna right now, he already have the Manta Style, Mask of Madness, and well, that's the only thing that you need, or that's the only item that you need for Luna to get those towers.
Plus, BKB is already up on the Conga, so that front line will be all the more effective for Poseidon. Tiny is surviving in these fights for 10 seconds without a BKB. Imagine if he has that BKB.
Nope.
NCGC will have no way of bringing down that Tiny.
Exactly, man. And they need to commit 4 heroes for them to kill that Tiny. Well, as long as Tiny can at least stick as a group, or Poseidon stick as a group, I'm not sure, or at the moment I don't see any way of NCGC to kill down, or to at least stop Poseidon from the siege right now.
They have no real way of initiating right now on the side of NCGC. Yes, they have the Tornado, follow it up with the Shards or a Snowball, but after that, they have no more AoE damage.
They don't have any AoE indeed.
Well, on the side of Poseidon, taking a page right out of the OG book, pure teamfight.
Pure teamfight oriented. And one of the things that I've noticed for this patch, 7.19 and also well, after TI, it's all about team fights. Well, you need to farm your items for the first 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes, the support should always be within the core and look for any kind of engagement, or at least start the team fight itself. You always need to, well, you need a TP all the time, because you don't know when the fight will start, and after 10 minutes, it's all about, it's really all about team fight. And well, checking at the drafts or the composition of Poseidon Esports, they have the Eclipse, they have the Ghost Ship, and the Avalanche Toss combination, and we've seen that kind of combo earlier. The OG into Macropyre and also the Ice Path plus the Ghost Ship, and they're able to take down the both heroes or both cores of NCGC.
I also think that's why the tri-lanes really aren't so effective anymore. The aggressive tri-lane of NCGC, it failed so much, and because of that, the Phantom Lancer had to play the lanes of Jerusalem or something, just to find his proper lane in the early game. He was like walking around from top to bottom for around 2 minutes, and in the laning phase, 2 minutes is 4 waves of creeps.
Exactly.
And 4 waves of creeps, if you lose that much
that's a lot of experience lost.
You're just gonna look how much ahead the Luna is. The Luna just stayed top. Yes, she died 2 times in the early game, but she didn't leave the lane. So she is a full 1 item ahead of that
Phantom Lancer indeed, man. And again, Sai. Alright, X mark the spot. Where's the vision? Do they have vision? Tornado initiation. X mark the spot. Okay, so they will just disengage. They're not... I think they're not ready for this kind of engagement yet for Poseidon. So as you can see, Jakiro, Luna, and also Kunkka is just staying behind. They knew that they have an upper, that NCGC have an upper hand if they've continued initiating on the on NCGC. But wise decision for Poseidon Esports. They don't want to give that lead to NCGC. 10K net worth lead, 15 to 28, 25 minutes in, and looking at the net worth chart, man, 13,000 lead for this Luna. That's how far this Luna is. And also 2 more heroes on the side of Poseidon Esports are also on the top of our net worth chart. 12,000 for Kunkka and 11,000, almost 11,400 for this Tiny.
And Treant Protector, his ward game has been pretty good right now. Look, despite the amount of sentry wards on the side of NCGC, his wards haven't been dewarded.
Yeah. And
he has the superior vision on the opponent's side of the map.
Exactly, man. And that's what you need. If you will go for a teamfight-oriented draft, you need to make sure that you have an advantage when it comes to warding. Or map control, rather.
And talking about playing to win, the Treant Protector really wants to win. He is going for that very, very early gem. He knows they have the advantage, so let's just starve the enemy of any vision, force them to stay inside of their base, and
take all the resources.
And once they don't once they're scared, let's just go for Roshan. There's no way they're gonna contest it, and it's not like they can. Even if they get their team fight, as we talked about, isn't really potent at this point, especially with Invoker so far away from his Aghanim Scepter. It is. And NCGC, the problem, right? They tried to fix their draft with that Invoker pick, but the Invoker is so far behind right now that it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, man.
At this point.
Maybe if you can give NCGC at least 2 to 3 more minutes for this Invoker to get its Aghanim Scepter, there's a possible way that NCGC can turn around this game. Yeah. The moment. Well, it's not that far though.
Yeah. It's 10,000 gold lead. OG have come back from... teams have come back from worst.
Yeah, I've seen 40k lead come back. I think that was Navi, if I'm not mistaken. But I think this Yule Scepter, not that aligned with this Yule Scepter. Yes, you can dodge some spells, you can buy some time, or if someone's chasing you, you can disengage from any disable, but what then afterwards? You need to wait for your invoke cooldown to refresh before you can throw out another spell.
Yep. And they always say, like, Invoker isn't really a hero until he gets that Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, man. He needs to prioritize his Aghanim Scepter. But might probably... well, looking at this Weaver, so they have 2 heroes who will get a Diffusal Blade on the side of NCGC.
Kunkka, not gonna hit with that Tithe Cleave though, so...
Okay, go ship. But do they have vision? Macropyre will also be committed. But that's... okay. Tiny's also there. X mark the spot. They're really committing a lot. And Sai will go down, and Enryu will be going to secure that kill. 294 is not that big, but it's still, that's a core hero for NCGC.
But he got the Diffusal before he died, so he didn't lose that much gold, fortunately. But that's still a 10,000 gold lead in favor of Poseidon.
Oh my goodness, Killua is also there. Urek committed the OG. And again, another core hero on the side of NCGC will be taken out. 45 seconds, and he needs to save that money, man. And this will be Roshan.
Free Roshan at this point, and that will be their go sign to just go for the high ground. I think they really want to try to go for the high ground before Invoker gets that Aghanim Scepter. Sunstrike will spot it out, but with 2 heroes dead, there's no way they can do anything.
There's no way that they can contest this, man. Maybe if they can steal it with Sikuchi, but I don't think so. But again, Killua will be the ones going to take that Aghanim, rather the Aegis of Immortal, and they might be able to siege this tier 3 tower high ground, man, with this Aegis of Immortal.
Because right now they're already having a hard time bringing down that Luna. Thanks to the bodyguards that we mentioned earlier. That Treant and that Jakiro, they're just always making sure that no one's touching that Luna.
No one's touching that Luna. And, well, they have a Leech Seed. Well, it's not maxed out yet, but with that Leech Seed in the early game, giving a lot of HP or at least restoration from this Luna from any, well, any kind of engagement. And talking about engagement, Sai here, there's no vision, or rather there's no detection, and Sai will just walk away, but he knew that Tiny is already there in the bottom lane. But this might be the next objective. Let's smoke gank, says GK. But, okay. I think if they can smoke gank someone, probably a solo hero on the side of Poseidon, maybe Luna, but Trent Protector is also there in the middle lane. So it's really quite difficult. They need to fight as 5 inside their tier 3 high ground for them to make a comeback on this match.
And Weaver is actually playing scared right now. He doesn't even have he doesn't even want to go cut the waves at this point just to slow down the push, because I think he was in such a good position to cut the waves earlier after Tiny ignored him.
Yeah.
But he didn't. So this is like the mentality of NCGC right now. They're just scared. They don't want to leave their base. It's just the Phantom Lancer who is outside their base right now. And it's very odd because a Weaver is a super mobile hero.
Yeah, indeed.
He shouldn't be scared to try and push things out.
That's right.
And the slow siege is going to begin. They're just going to do that. DX into the Luna high ground siege with the Manta style. It's going to take a while, but Poseidon,
still,
they don't care.
Well, they don't have Trent Protector that well, who can heal the towers. And as you can see, the Liquid Fire plus the Manta style, also the Glaives there. Diffusal Blade will be used in Killua, but there's an expert to spot. They're just trying to siege and poke this tier 3 tower. Glyph will be used on the side of NCGC, and they will just back off again, looking for a right opportunity to go and take a fight against NCGC. But you see how much damage this tier 3 tower took, man.
Yeah, that was just the Luna with the Liquid Fire burn. Phantom Lancer is trying to shove out the top lane, but he doesn't push very fast at this point.
Oh my goodness, expert spot into Tornado! There's a Ghost Ship, it won't connect, but EMP, not quite okay. BKB for Killua, Eclipse will be used as well. Oh my goodness, 2 heroes down. There's a buyback on its Vengeful Spirit. They need to take down this tier 3 tower as soon as possible. Killua taking a lot of damage here, but he does have the Aegis of Immortal. Here comes Sikuchi, Sai, nice time lapse. Alright, are they ready for round 2? Killua, he will be slowed down. Nice man to dodge from that magic missile. Here comes the toss. Poseidon, Tiny, really manning up, but he might go down in here, and he will. X-Mark the spot. Japoy trying to man fight, but the Glaives from Killua really making it more difficult for this Phantom Lance to siege.
Buyback from the Tuskar.
There are 2 buybacks now on the side of NCGC, but Killua taking down this Weaver, putting him in the silence for the next 70 seconds. He does have buyback though. CL, X mark the spot. Where's the follow-up damage? There's no torrent. Okay, he will just walk away.
And they have to get out. Invoker is alive, but do they have the detection right now? Yes, they do. They'll be able to run him down, but he has the BKB. He still has it up. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the mana to take it out. But that side
goodness!
That cleave hit was so hard that he had to back away. But the Tornado will actually clip as the BKB expired. Will be able to survive this.
But what's next? Okay, here comes the Snowball. Macro Fire will be used as well. Walrus punch straight to the jaw, but Akashi is trying to man fight against Enryu. He needs to run away. He needs to respect the amount of damage that Tet can dish out, and he will pay for it. 336 gold will be taken out by Tet here. There's the, nice Ice Shard, but again, man, the damage.
No high ground miss for the Luna. Not a single one of those Glaives miss. So it's just that kind of day for NCGC. Nothing is going their way.
I think NCGC are just, well, talking about the next game already. They need to make sure, well, they need to think about their next draft. They need to draft properly. And their positioning. Their laning is really messed up because of this tri-lane from Poseidon.
And the itemization as well.
Itemization as
the
well.
Invoker, look how quickly he died in that fight. He was going for the chase. He had full HP. Then one hit from the Konka Hafel. The nukes from the Jakiro, he was dead.
Dual Breath was a Liquid Fire, and well,
that was the support. And if that support can do that to your mid laner, there is definitely something wrong with your game plan. These are things that shouldn't be happening in a game of Dota 2.
He lacks stats and the Aghanim Scepter. He really needs to get those Aghanim Scepter. Even though you're going for a Quaswex, well, after you went for an Urn, maybe, or at least one item from the Quaswex build, you really need to get those Aghanim Scepter, man. And you really can't rely on those combination from Tornado EMP. Yep. You need to get those burst damage. You need to help your teammate. Well, they have a lot of physical damage that they can dish out with the Weaver, with the Phantom Lancer. But where's the magic damage?
Yeah. So
yeah, Aghanim Scepter maybe. Well, also Daedalus pick up here from Kunkka.
They really have to go back to the draft. They got a risky, too much of a greedy lineup on the side of NCGC, and they tried to fix all of their problems with one hero in the Invoker, because they lack Teamfight, right? And Invoker provided that, but
Invoker had a hard time.
And you saw what happened in the lane. His two laning matchups were a lost lane against that Tiny. No way he was gonna win that. Against the Kunkka, you know what happened recently in the international, and you know how. The lanings are so important right now. Yes, the team fight is important, but 50% of it is still in the lanes. How well you do in the lanes.
Indeed. And I think what the things that they need to work on is the rotation of the supports. The supports really committed a lot on that lane on the top lane.
And nothing happened.
Nothing happened. And well, they're able to take down the Invoker, but that did not fix the problem. Rod of Athos. Oh, nice time lapse from Sai. And there's no X mark to spot. Since he doesn't have, well, it is available earlier, but I think he doesn't have enough mana for that combination. He used the Ghost Ship first. Okay, so I think what happened, one of the things that they need to work on, the support rotations. Well, the support from NCGC, they really committed a lot from that, well, in that top lane, and they left Akashi alone. And Akashi, well, we're having a hard time, so I think they need to communicate.
Yeah.
How's your lane? Do you need help?
Yeah. Akashi died. I mean, if your mid laner dies solo 2 times, you should at least try to make a rotation to give him some more comfortable and to at least threaten the enemy mid laner.
Indeed.
Because at no point in the first 10 minutes of the game did that Tiny feel like anyone was helping the Invoker. He was diving towers and no one was rotating.
No one's rotating. And, well, Tiny, yes, he can avalanche toss combo you, but well, he doesn't have any Blink Dagger yet on that time. So now they're getting punished. 19k net worth advantage for Poseidon. 18 to 37 at the moment. 34 minutes throughout the game, and they will also secure that Bounty Rune Steel. And they really. Oh, okay. I think NCGC were looking for a team fight now.
Oh, there
Tornado, EMP, OG. Okay, but he doesn't have enough mana. There's the dust. They're able to find Urek, but on the side lanes, Invoker will go down again. Weaver, trying his best to take down an enemy hero, but he will be deleted. 77 seconds on the sideline, 60 seconds on Invoker. Invoker is not buying back. He really is just well, leaving his teammate alone. And again, Phantom Lancer dying in the hands of Enryu. 333, and this is a 3-core down.
That's a gem
for
down.
NCGC.
Gem down, so NCGC also bought the gem earlier and they lost it right away.
I'm not sure why Invoker did not buy back, since they're fighting near the shrine. He can just easily TP out.
Now
and he just bought back.
And I think that's a minute late, my friend.
Yeah, quite questionable for this Invoker. However, there's a Walrus Punch. They're trying to buy some time. The support's trying to do their best to defend this tier 3 tower in the top lane. Alright, Meteor Ball will be committed. However, the damage that Kahlua is dishing out, man, really hurts him, this Tusk a lot. One more hit from Kahlua. Another Manta Dodge from Kahlua, my man. Oh my goodness,
and
this Claves.
This is gonna be, you know, okay, this arm will slow it down a bit, but you know, once the towers break for a Luna, it's pretty much a lane of racks.
I think, yeah, they really need to think about their next draft right here. For them to sustain this amount of damage, they knew how Poseidon Esports were playing. At least they have an information on how Poseidon
you know what was odd?
Esports.
Their first phase was the Weaver and the Vengeful, right? But those two didn't lane together.
Yeah. They really went for a trial lane, and now they're really getting punished here for Poseidon Esports. Game 1 will be taken out by Poseidon Esports and NCGC. We'll just tap out. Tier 3 tower, Tier 4 tower is now being demolished. So there's a lot of space for improvement for NCGC, and I'm sure that they knew how to play the second game, and they just need to draft.
They need to draft better and make sure they have winning lanes.
Yeah, indeed.
Because they didn't play for winning lanes earlier. It was so weird because whenever we saw the Weaver and the Venge in the first phase, you would always see those two heroes lane together.
Indeed.
Because they have such good synergy that they help each other out. The amplify damage with the armor reduction, as well as the extra stun to get those extra germinate attacks. So it was really questionable, why they left the Weaver on an island that bot, as well as the Invoker. They left their two lanes, their side lanes and the mid lane, just dead, basically.
And I think they need to, well, they can just adjust the lanes itself, because you can leave the Phantom Dancer for a few minutes, since there's no kill threat for, well, there is a kill threat for the Australians of Poseidon Esports, but you're a Phantom Dancer. Well, I think it's just quite greedy for the draft itself.
The three cores, Weaver, Phantom Lancer, Invoker, all three of them needed way too much farm before they